The underground cavern system that shouldn't exist, what was first thought to be simple mining tunnels, turned out to be a vast subterranean network that defies logic. Not only did the caverns stretch for miles, but the structure and angles of the passageways hinted at intelligent design, possibly by a civilization with a grasp of geology far ahead of its time. The caverns had no natural flow marks, yet they twisted in organized, geometric patterns. LiDAR scans revealed intersections that formed pentagonal hubs. Seismic imaging exposed chambers layered with metallic signatures, but they were too deep and dangerous to excavate. Was this once a storage system for ancient treasure? Or something darker? Radiation spikes in several chambers suggested more than just gold was hidden. Maybe something volatile, or even radioactive, was sealed away centuries ago too. The sealed box with non-terrestrial elements deep inside one of the caverns, after an unexpected rockfall, revealed a hidden alcove. The team found what looked like a smooth, metallic container. It wasn't rusted. It had no seams. And when tested, parts of it contained isotopes not naturally found on Earth. It wasn't just unopenable. It was alien in composition. Geologist Eric Drummond suspected the metal to be a fusion of platinum and unknown alloys. Duane called in independent labs, but after the sample results, one lab refused further involvement, citing national security implications. To this day, the box remains unopened, and perhaps it should stay that way too. The human skeleton in the copper casket aisle, exploring a dry tunnel rumored to connect to an old Spanish mine. Chad Ollinger's metal detector spiked hard. What they unearthed wasn't gold. It was a coffin. A copper casket, sealed with wax, dated to the late 1600s. Inside, a skeleton, remarkably well preserved, and beside it, a hand-carved obsidian blade. The blade was engraved with Aztec symbols. Not only was the coffin sealed with Catholic crosses, but the bones showed signs of trepanation, a skull surgery common in Mesoamerican ritual. Who was this man? A conquistador? A priest? Or someone sent to bury something much older? DNA testing sent to 2 labs produced conflicting results. One claimed European origin. The other reported markers, inconclusive but suggestive of Polynesian traits. How could that be for? The disappearing equipment phenomenon, multiple cameras, GPS trackers, even a drone, vanished. At first, the team thought they were stolen, but when Duane installed a hidden camera inside the mobile control trailer, it caught something chilling. One night, a static pulse hit the monitors, and for 5 seconds, every screen went white. Then, silence. When they reviewed the footage frame by frame, the equipment inside the locked trailer vanished in a flicker. No sign of a break-in. Just gone. Whatever is on the ranch doesn't just resist investigation. It erases it. 5. The magnetic vortex beneath the pond. In Season 2, viewers watched as divers explored the murky pond that locals long claimed was bottomless. What they found was even stranger. Not only did compasses and electronic gear fail within 5 feet of the water's surface, but metallic items thrown in would spiral in slow circles and then vanish. A core sample taken from the pond's center revealed a massive magnetic anomaly beneath the water. Scientists estimated the mass to be at least 200 tons of metal, buried and shielded by 300 feet of limestone and mud. The object had a strange hum to it, audible only through sonar. One researcher said it sounded like a heartbeat. 6. The Skinwalker cave and the disappearing locals warned the crew not to go west of the ravine after dark. Naturally, Duane went anyway. In a shallow cave, etched with crude petroglyphs, they discovered a decaying leather map, stored in an oilskin pouch. It was marked with symbols, some of which matched those on the Aztec blade found earlier. But within hours of discovery, the map was gone. No one had taken it. The cameras were rolling. One frame it was there, the next empty rock. Later analysis of screenshots revealed one corner of the map showed a drawing resembling the Blind Frog Ranch layout, only with one additional cave marked N. No one knows what it means. 7. The blood-marked rocks in the northeast quadrant of the ranch. After a lightning storm, several large boulders were found with red stains streaked across them, vertical, thin, almost painted. The stains weren't there the day before. Initial tests said it was iron oxide, but a forensic pathologist, Duane, brought in took a sample and ran a spectral analysis. It contained hemoglobin, real blood, human, but old, decades, maybe centuries. The area is now marked off, and visitors are advised to stay away after sunset. Strange sounds have been recorded there. Deep breathing, groans, and what one mech picked up as the faint echo of a chant in a long-dead dialect 8. The unmarked helicopter of the and terrifying moments happened off-camera. Days after discovering the sealed metallic box, Duane and Chad reported being followed. Once, while driving into Vernal for supplies, they noticed a black SUV behind them, matching every turn, but disappearing at the last intersection. But more ominously, several crew members witnessed a black helicopter, unmarked, silent, and hovering, directly above the eastern ridge for 3 hours. It didn't appear on radar. The next day, they found the padlock to the control station cut, and their digital logs wiped. No one has claimed responsibility. 9. The forgotten journey inside an old miner's shack deep on the edge of the property. Duane discovered a leather-bound journal sealed in wax. It belonged to a 19th century prospector named Eli Hawthorne. His entries began normal, ore values, temperatures, depth records, but by page 42, things turned dark. He wrote of eyes in the rock, of metal that screams, and of dreams that weren't his. One entry read, "The mind speaks to me now, not in words, but pulses. I see things when I close my eyes, things from above." His final note was scratched into the cover. "It's not gold, it's a gate." 10. The whispering wind of July 9, and then, perhaps the strangest of all. On July 9th, at precisely 3:33 a.m., every piece of audio equipment on the ranch picked up a signal. Not a beep, a voice. Layered, distorted, and in dozens of languages. English, Spanish, Latin. The phrases varied, but one repeated in chilling clarity. "It is not buried. It is waiting." What lies beyond what makes Blind Frog Ranch so terrifying isn't just the unknown, it's the intelligent unknown. The ranch is reactive, adaptive, a place that hides not just treasure, but intention. What began as a hunt for Aztec gold has mutated into a confrontation with something far older. Whether it's extraterrestrial, supernatural, or something born from ancient Earth. One truth echoes louder with each dig, dive, and descent. They are not alone, and they were never in control. And as the mysteries bleed beyond the fences of the ranch into the mountains, towns, and caves of Utah, one has to wonder. His first breakthrough came when seismic scans revealed something massive beneath the surface, an underground cavern stretching beneath the property with dimensions that defied geological logic. The cave system was symmetrical in its architecture. Straight lines, right angles, chambers perfectly carved in geometric shapes. Duane, Chad, and their team managed to access one of the chambers through a narrow fissure where they discovered signs of ancient activity. But there were no signs of modern tools. No picks, no torches, no evidence of men who'd mined it in any traditional way. The deeper they went, the stranger it got. Crystalline patterns lined the walls, some glowing faintly in the dark. The cave had a pulse. Literally. Sensitive equipment recorded rhythmic vibrations every 3 minutes, like the heartbeat of the earth itself. The metallic vault buried 25 feet beneath the silt of a dried-up pond was an object that sent the crew into a frenzy. It was rectangular, metallic, and unnaturally smooth. No signs of corrosion. No hinges, no locks. When testing the material, scientists discovered it was composed of unknown alloys, some resembling platinum, others entirely unidentifiable by modern metallurgic standards. But it wasn't just strange in appearance. The object emitted a low-frequency hum that seemed to increase whenever anyone got too close. Dogs refused to approach it. Birds wouldn't fly over it. One night, the team left it unattended under observation. When they returned in the morning, the equipment was fried, and the object had moved 6 inches to the left. No one knows what's inside, and maybe no one should. A shocking discovery came when Chad was exploring a remote part of the property's eastern bluff. Hidden in a shadowy ravine, behind a wall of brush, was a cave sealed by permafrost. Within it, encased in ice, was something that looked like an animal, but wasn't quite. Roughly the size of a mountain lion, the creature had a feline shape, but its body was hairless and smooth. Its paws had fingers, more like a human's. Most disturbing of all, its eyes were open. Perfectly preserved, they had vertical, reptilian slits. Samples taken from the ice revealed a DNA chain that was part feline, part reptilian, and part something else. A biologist who examined the samples reportedly disappeared from contact after issuing a single statement: "This shouldn't exist on Earth."